Alright, you guys. As always, I went live a little too soon. So, bear with me while I get my crap together. Alright, well, so we're gonna sew up some holes and oil some hides. I just gotta get some of this cleaned up a little bit before we just full blown get off in it. We're finna get up off in this, so just straighten some of this up. This is more of like the finishing work right here. We're getting to the point that we're fixing to finish up some hides, so let's take a gander at what that looks like. Alright? It's gonna take us a gander of what that looks like. So, let's see. Get my stuff together and we'll get after it. Need to block the wood. Alright, so I've got my hides in a bag right here so they don't freaking dry out on me. I was going to wait till later to do this, but we're going to have to get it knocked out right now. Hey, that's perfect right there. Look at that. Let me get this block of wood right here. I'll show you what I need it for here in a minute. Alright, y'all. So we're going to be oiling up hides. We're also going to be inspecting on whether or not we need to sew up a hole or two. I'll tell you what, we got a full battery. What's up, y'all? We're going to move some camera angle around. So, what's up? Moving some camera angles around. Setting up in a new spot in my little work area here. And we're going to be oiling up some hides. We're going to be sewing up some holes. Hopefully we get to knock this out here pretty quick, but never know how that's going to go. I'm trying to show this table here a little bit too. Let's see. HDMI cable reached around over here. What's up, y'all? I'm a little unprepared, but I'm getting there. I like to start my lives up because it can take a minute to get some views, but I got y'all right now. I certainly do appreciate it. Look, that's gonna be us right there. Just a lot easier for me to read the screen if I have a bigger screen, ultimately. Okay. And if y'all's watching it, I hope that wind ain't messing with y'all none, but if it is, just let me know. Alright, so what we have here, y'all, is we got a piece of PVC coming off this here table horizontally. What we're doing, I've already done one, but I've got an otter hide here. I've just oiled it. This one doesn't have any holes in it, so just oil it in the inside, the flesh side, the skin side. And then I put it fur side back like this and just roll it up and let it soak them oils up. So we're gonna move on. And you know, when you're flushing these things, it's not uncommon to pop a hole in it when you're flushing. So, but if you do that, it's okay. Undesirable is all get out. Hey, what's up, Casey? Welcome to my stream where we do stuff like this all the time. Like, not every day, but every other day for sure. Definitely on here. All right, so we're taking the hide and we're pulling it flesh side out. All right, putting the fur on the inside. We're going to inspect this here skin, and we're going to make sure that we don't have a bunch of holes or anything that we may have missed in the initial flushing process, pickling, tanning, all that. Did you catch that? No, I didn't. I do these for customers, so I'm just I sell my tanning services. So I tan hides and I get paid to do it. Kind of cool. But no, yeah, all these will be gone here hopefully Saturday. Hopefully Saturday they'll be up out of here. But so this one here doesn't have any holes in it. It does have a couple really, really small ones. And not too bad. As long as they're not like huge holes. But I tell you, I'm gonna sew that up 100%. And that's the thing with having customers, you don't want to give them any reason to see anything bad about what you're doing. About the, if you're providing a service, you want to make sure that you're providing a good service. So that's what I'm aiming to do here. So it ain't real hard to sew up a hole. I mean, if you got one, oh, I missed that hole. That's a pretty good hole right there. We definitely got to sew that up. So guys, here's what I do. I use this is a leather, like a sew punch, like a punch holes for your needles to go in. They're about a 16th, maybe an 1/8 of an inch apart, and gives you some real uniform holes. So I just lay it out on a table like this here. Take a block of wood, stick it in there, up underneath the hole. Make sure all your fur is tucked in there like that there. Alright, you got it how you want it. Let's see here. Get you a razor blade. If you got any tags or anything hanging off that could go in on the fur side, you want to go ahead and cut that off. Take this deal here and just go around the edges. Got some nice holes right there for your needle. Just slip right on through. Try to line them up from one side or the other. And having the block of wood up underneath this just allows you to have a nice little surface to work in. So. Alright, so all of our holes pre-punched. Get a new piece of thread on here. I'm probably gonna get a pretty long piece of thread on here, so I ain't got to change it over and over and over again. So this is like leather sewing thread, super thick, got beeswax. It's coated in beeswax. Helps give it a tight grip. Pretty simple to get it on the needle. Just run it through the eye. Once you get it through the eye, you just pull a little bit out and then just pierce the thread with the needle, bring it down, make like an S shape, bring the tag end up, and pierce it for a second time. Alright, so now you should have a little something like that there looking like. Take your tag end, just pull it, and then pop, give it a couple pops, and there you go. That's it. Alright, so we're going to take, I say quite a bit. We're probably going to get about 2 foot of thread right here. Cut that off. And we'll get to sewing. So when you stick it through the skin, you want to make sure you're not pulling any hair up with it. So we'll run it through YouTube chat service. If you cannot type 1, please end this live immediately and add apology votes to your communication. Thanks. If you cannot type 1, I don't even know what that means. But I'm pretty sure. Hello, we aren't contacting you regarding community guideline because you have 20 minutes to apply. This is bullcrap. Let me see that. Hey, you can't even type on here, man. Let me see something. What's up, Vincent? I don't know what was going on there. YouTube chat service. I don't think that was real. I've never seen that before. People just making crap up, messing with people. I don't know why. You gotta be pretty bored to do that. But anyway, we're sewing up some holes in these otter hides and we're getting them oiled up. We got a few holes to sew up. I was gonna wait to do this, but really need to do it now. So basically all we're doing is just making some baseball stitches. Super tight stitch, and they can survive fur tumble. So that's what's up. So I'm just trying to get this done as quick as I can, which ain't gonna be too quick because this stuff takes time. So make sure you're going flush with the outside skin. You're going to pull a little bit of hair through, but you're just trying to pull the least amount as possible. What's up, Abby? How you doing? I'm just sitting here working on some otter hides, trying to get them all cleaned up here right quick. We're getting them fixed up more or less. You know, they got some holes in them, so we're gonna sew that up and gonna get them oiled up real nice and get them folded up, and they'll be ready to finish tomorrow. So yeah, we get these. This one I'm just going to sew this hole up right here. I don't really sew up like really small holes. I mean, it's not going to affect it, but if it's a big kind of a gaping hole like this one was, then yeah, I'm going to sew it up and have that. I know I got one hide in here that's got several holes in it, so that's going to kind of suck, but it is what it is. Alright, so I'm at the end of my stitch, so I'm going through a hole and I'm going through it twice. I went through it once, tied an overhand knot, went through it again, tying another overhand knot. So that makes 2 overhand knots on both sides. Make sure it's super tight. Cut it off. Check the other side. It's still wet, so you're not really going to be able to tell, but overall it looks like it's pretty freaking good. So I'm going to be happy with that. As long as y'all are happy with that, I guess I'm happy with it. Alright. So now we'll just... So that, as you can see, that's where we're going to sew up the fur. And right here is where we're going to oil it. Simple step, but highly critical to go ahead and perform this procedure here. I've just got a piece of PVC coming across, and just put as much of this otter hide will fit on there. I don't want to pull the fur too much at all. Alright, so I've got some cardboard down here. Since I'm going back home to West Virginia this year for the holidays, going to do some hunting there in the mountains, hoping to get a couple of hides to use. What I'm learning from you. Awesome, Vincent. That's freaking cool, man. Definitely let me know how that goes. That's exciting. That's exciting. So this is a hide. These have been tanned. I'm just going to tell you, these right here have been fleshed, tanned, all that. Pickled, everything that I cover in my videos. So all that's been done to it. Now we're just going ahead and making sure that we get it oiled up. So that will aid in the softening process. So you just want to make sure you get oil all up and down this thing. All up and down this tail. All gotta have it. And I'll add, any time that you are tanning the hide, whether it be a paint-on tan, submersible tan, you don't want to allow the hide to fully dry prior to applying any solution on it at all. You want it to be a little wet and a little tacky to the touch, just like this one is. So, believe it or not, the drier that the fur is not very receptive to these tanning oils and things like that. It really doesn't soak it in that well, but if it's slightly damp, it's actually much more receptive to the tanning oils. And it's going, yeah, those oils are going to perform much better if you just do it like this. And you'll find that. You'll find that out. So you just want to get a good heavy layer of oil on here. Feel it. You got plenty of oil on there. Sweet. Alright, so all you gotta do now, you got all that oil on there, reach up in there and put the fur back out on this dude. Try to not get a lot of oil in the skin. I mean, no big deal. You just don't want to freaking coat the fur with oil. This fur is still slightly damp, but for the most part, it's fairly dry. Get this head out of here. Alright, so now what we want to do is just take this tail and fold it in half. best as you can. And then just kind of roll it up, put them feet in. You're just wanting to keep all the outside edges on the inside. You don't want this thing to dry up too quick. You just want to roll it up. You do this with any hide, cow hide, deer hide, whatever, doesn't matter. Just roll it up. Take the face, roll it in, and roll the hide up over the face. And just let that sit for about 12 hours or so. You can just let it sit overnight. Alright, so that one is done. So we'll grab another one. I got them in a trash bag because I don't want them to dry out. I want them to stay a little wet in there. Like I said, and these have been flushed, salted, degreased, pickled for 3 days. They've been shaved down, put back in the pickle, taken out, put into a submersible tan that I got from True Bond. It's called Permatan, and neutralized, degreased again, and they've been hanging up to dry. And now they're in here. Alright, this hide looks good. It's got a couple small holes in there, but like I said, it's got to be a pretty substantial hole for me to sew it up. If it's not gonna, affect anything, then I'm not worried about it. Crap. Man, I'm contemplating the hole. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to sew this one up right here. Yeah, I don't like leaving them holes. I definitely don't enjoy sewing them up, but you got to. So I'll stare at one of these holes for a minute, and then finally I'll decide, okay, we gotta sew it up. My biggest thing is, customers coming. Alright guys, sorry about that. It's pretty hot up in here. So, phone overheated. So what we're going to do is hook a fan up here. Hook a fan right here and keep this freaking camera from overheating on me. So we can keep going with no interruptions. Hopefully not get a bunch of freaking cords tangled up in the process. Y'all, did a live earlier. I don't know if any of y'all are watching it or not, but flushing a cowhide. Ended up getting too hot and had to end it, but I'll get back on that cowhide. I just really need to finish up these otters. So the oiling part's easy. This is usually the part that I like to sew up these holes. There's some small holes down here, but they're not substantial. This one right here is not very substantial, but borderline going to cause an issue. I might try to just poke these through just a little bit at random. It's kind of hard to get them through. These small holes are kind of hard to me anyway, to get sewn up. What's up, you guys? Thanks for liking the stream, man. Yo, if y'all like the stream, please just double tap and give me a like. This ain't easy work, but nothing like a little motivation, you know. Pretty much just got to give it a quick pull. Usually you get it through there. I normally like to use these right here to help me out, but on such a small hole, I think I can just manage. You want to try to make sure you're not pulling any hair through here like I've just done. It's not the end of the world if you do. Just want to try not to. Because it can affect how the hair looks on the other side. That's why. Alright, so got that hole sewn up. We're just gonna make a few knots here to make sure we got it set. Give it a little snip. And just like that, we're back to oiling up these hides. Okay. And y'all, it's a pretty simple process. It's not, we're at the point of tanning these hides that, they're tanned, they're cleaned up, they're freaking awesome, but we want to make sure that they get finished well. So, this is what you can do to make that happen. I see a lot of YouTube videos and how to tan a hide and stuff like that. People aren't oiling them. Not many are anyway. And I'm just like, well, that'd be a problem. So we're just gonna get some oil on a brush and just brush it on. Make sure we get it on there real good. Come up over here, get this head real good. If you don't get these things oiled, it's going to end up with a super dry, tanned hide. That ain't really what I don't think anybody wants, so. Take your time, make sure you get it just totally covered up in oil. You don't want to make a mess out of it, obviously, but I hope that's obvious. But yeah, no, you just want to just get this flush side a good layer of oil on it. again, get it oiled, take it off. Get your hand all the way as far as you can up in there. Pull it right side out again. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing? That's same process. Just take her tail, fold it in half, kind of roll it up, tuck our legs in there. Roll this dude up. We just want it to sit in these oils. What's up, Bob? We just want it to sit in these oils and just soak, let it just soak up the skin. I'll just take that head, just fold it up in there, roll that body up over that head. Once again, bam, another nice little package right there. Here we go, got another one. I know there's some in here with some holes to be stitched up. Not all of them do, but I think most of them need a hole or two stitched up. This one may not. I don't see any holes on this one, so we'll just go ahead and get it oiled up. So these are going to be soft tanned here. They're going to be real soft. Guys, y'all got any questions about what I'm doing? Don't hesitate to ask. I don't care how many times I've said it. I'll say it again. Give me a shout out if you're curious on what's going on here, or what step of the process I'm in, or why I'm doing what I'm doing, or you don't like what I'm doing. Go ahead and say anything, or if you just want to watch, what do you do? Emmanuel, do you know what the hell you're doing? I sure do. How about you? What's up, Canon James? How you doing? You back? Good man, I'm back. Heck yeah. Thank you. So these are these otter hides. And I'll be putting them in the third tumbler tomorrow. I'm just going to let them soak up these oils. I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing, man? We got some good leather finishing oil right here. We're going to make sure that these hides, that we're replacing all the natural oils that are originally in the hide with this leather oil. And it's going to just drastically help the softening process. Help us have that supple hide we're all looking for. About to go fishing. Man, that sounds pretty good. Alright, so we're going to take this hide here. We've got plenty of oil on it, so we're going to take it and turn it back around. Is it possible to make condoms out of the intestines? I mean, yeah. You can do whatever you want. You have to stretch the hide at all to get that wild leather. You have to stretch the hide at all to get that wild white leather. Yeah. No, so these hides, no. These are white because I put them in a pickle bath. It'll turn them hides white as long as you flesh it very well. I just salt them for 24 hours and then put them in a pickle bath. That's how they turn white. So now once it starts fully drying and you stretch it, then yeah, the parts that are drying, they'll turn white. But these hides are white right now because of that pickle bath. That pickle bath is a really important step to getting good quality stuff. You can just see how well it just cleans the hide out. So now I'm just rolling these up, putting that face in there. I just want these dudes to soak up this these softening oils here, like really, really well. I had to stretch my squirrel hides until they dried after the alum and pickle and salt bath for a couple of days. Yeah, definitely. You know, it's good to tan. Alum tanning's good. A lot of people use alum baths as, some people call it a tan, a lot of people call it a pickle. I guess it's just whatever you're looking for, but it does work. The one thing to do after I tan, no matter what method of tanning, I always oil my hides because that's going to ensure that, you know, if I tan a hide and I start stretching it just because it's tan, it's never going to get as soft as I want it to. It's always going to be like some kind of poster board material, but if I tan it, oil it, let them sit in that oil overnight, and then unfold them and everything the next day, start letting them dry and work it, they always get right just how I like them. But yeah, if you'll try that, you will see a difference. And I mean, I've tanned hides and stretched them without working like a charm, but I had to break all the fibers in the hide to make it white and soft. Yeah. Yep. Now, I've got a skunk hide hanging up over there. I haven't oiled it. It's just been tanned. It's just freshly tanned. But I am going to go back and oil it. Like, it's soft. It's not stiff or nothing. But I'm talking about that garment softness that everybody's always wanting to get. I think oiling the hides is the ticket based on my experience. So you see this hide's just been tanned. But these are submersible tans. So it's been soaking in a tanning solution all night. Yeah, try oiling next time and fold them up like I'm doing now and just let them sit for about 12 hours. And man, makes a big difference. I'm just wiping off some excess moisture that I'm feeling, but yeah, putting this oil on them helps them to relax as they dry a little bit too. Hey y'all, let me check something real quick. he ain't. And I'll oil these hides twice. I'll oil them now. I'll let them, I'll fold them up, let them soak it up real good. And then I'll go to break them. Get them stretched out. Once they get not all the way dry, but a little bit dry, I'll add another deal of oil and fold it back up. And then after that, I won't oil them again, unless I think they need it. But end up getting a super soft hide doing that. Make sure you're getting a good coat of oil on here. What state? I'm in Arkansas. There's 5 otter hides right there. Pelts. We've got 8 total. I'm gonna save this one for last. Because I know it's got some holes. What's the most common hide you work on? Coons? Yeah, coons, yeah, I mean, raccoon, fox, coyotes, pretty much it. I do a lot of cow hides. Lots of cow hides. It's really how I started doing most of this work right here for customers and stuff. I mean, you know, I get a lot of deer hides, axis deer hides. I mean, I got freaking right in there in that pile there. I got a zebra in there for a guy, zebra cape, and African sable, and a couple other ones. I ain't too sure what the frick they are, but I figured out. Hamden F's. I've always wanted to get a fox and get the hide professionally done. If I ever get one, I'll send it your way. Heck yeah, man, for sure. Check my YouTube, my main YouTube channel. and my email is in my description. And anytime, get a hold of me and get you taken care of, buddy. I appreciate that. Professionally tanned, you're gonna send it to me? I appreciate that a lot. Hey y'all, let me check something real quick. Sorry y'all, I'm anticipating my and I need glasses. I lost mine. Man. Yep, gotta see. So make sure you get a good layer of oil on here. Rotating this dude around, trying to cover as much of this thing, as much oil as I can without overdoing it. What's up, William? We are oiling up some otter hides, and a couple of them's had some holes in there I've had to take care of. Yeah, we're forcing this hide to absorb these oils so that it'll definitely penetrate the skin. That's what we want. Sorry guys, pulling these arms up out of these holes here. Alright, so we got the skin oiled up. We will take and fold this here tail up, fold his legs in. I want all the edges to remain on the inside. Otherwise it'll dry too fast. You don't want that. Take this head, just fold it over, and roll the body over it. And there you go. You just let it sit like that overnight. kind of, if you noticed any of them that shrunk up, you just kind of give them a little stretch as you're unraveling them. Alright, so we definitely have two holes here that need stitching, 100%. We're going to take care of that. Right now. Now is the time to do it because they're wet. It's easier to pull the skin inward and it still look natural after it dries. So you definitely don't want to wait and let the skin dry up and then try to tan it. I'll just take this block of wood and stick it in there. I'll show you why. It gives me a surface to work on. And so the way that this hole is, it's kind of a football shape. That's what you want. So I've got this leather sewing threads coated in beeswax. I just kind of tuck these hairs all in there. Best I can. They're not all going to tuck in there. I've got this leather sewing tool here. Punches holes for me. Nice, uniform, evenly spaced out. Just work along the edge of that hole there. Got my holes pre-punched. All I got to do is run thread. Try to line up your holes from one side to the other as best you can. Now we're just going to sew the hole. Doing all this stitching by hand takes a little time, but they're pretty tough. Go through the first hole, couple overhand knots ought to do it. Take a razor blade, whatever, cut off your excess. Using baseball stitches here, so it's just over and under. Simple stitch, but it's super strong. Just pull them tight as you go. So make sure that you're going underneath the fur and not over it on the other side. That way the stitching isn't visible. If any hair starts poking through, just poke it back to the other side. Couple overhand knots to seal the deal. Cut it. I like just hit them with a hammer. It just kind of flattens everything out, makes everything look a lot better. Got one more hole up here to sew up, and then we'll get to oil in this one, and we'll be on the last beaver pelt, on the last otter hide. And then I've got 2 coon hives in there too. And I think one of them needs a hole sewed up. Alright, so we got our thread. We'll just punch us some holes here. What's up, you guys? I appreciate y'all watching, man. I appreciate all the support that I get from any subscribers, viewers. Like, man, it motivates me like you wouldn't believe. There's a lot of times that I'm just like, ugh, when I'm doing this stuff, especially in the summer. It can be a little bit of a pain working with things that want to rot in the heat. So you kind of have to take a few extra precautions when you're doing it. And you can get a little spent from it. A little wore out trying to keep up with all this, but all the good comments I get from everybody and everything just, man, just really motivates me like you wouldn't believe. So I do appreciate y'all. Because, you know, you're try to make money doing anything, turn a hobby into work real quick, and you know, can be demanding of you, but it's definitely worth it. Get some hair that comes out, push it back in with the needle. Alright, we'll go through that last hole, give it a sew. We'll give it a couple overhand knots, yeah. Cinch it up real good. Cut it off. A couple little tap, 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 tap. Flatten that thing out. We're all good. Alright. So we got that hole right there sewed up. We got that hole there. Now these here are the leg holes. We don't sew them up. Alright, so we're coming back over here. Alright. Try to get this thing. Look, I'm gonna go ahead. No. Let's just get this on here. Keep doing what we've been doing. A little oil. We really want that face to get soft. That's always, you know, it's easy to get the body soft. The face is another type of deal. I spend a lot of time. If you go back and look at my live videos, yeah, you can skip through it if you want to, and you can see that I took a lot of time on these faces. I really do. I try to do a really good job at making sure I get these things super soft in the face. You get the face soft, you can get everything else soft. No big deal. Body's the easiest thing to get soft. Not hard to do that. It's gotta do it all the things. I go over all that in live videos, YouTube, YouTube shorts. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to check that out, go check it out. And if you like it, please like it. And if you really like it, please subscribe. Right. Get under this lip right here a little bit better. Y'all, this stuff has spent most of its time with me in salt, so it's very thirsty. I mean, whether it be the, after fleshing, salting it, going into the pickle, it's been just submerged in salt water. So it is going to soak up, and even in the tanning bath, like I use something called Permatan from True Bond. It's been in salt, so this stuff is going to soak this crap up. And that's why all this stuff's so good to use. It's because it makes it to where it's highly receptive to anything you put on it. It's going to soak it all the way up. We've got one more otter to do out of 8. Fold this tail up like we've been doing. Turn these legs in. Get the folding up the body. Gotta make sure all them edges are in. Fold that head back and roll up. Bam, number 7. Here's number 8. Oh yeah, we got some holes. Got a hole for sure. I think I'm going to stretch this one out just a hair as I open it. I can tell you right now, these hides are going to be soft. See, I'm just opening it, I'm just pulling on it. To get it opened up a little bit. It's going to help that oil get in there a little better too. Mainly, I'm just trying to get it to fit on the PVC pipe a little bit. I know that this one right here is a little bit on the smaller end of these otters. Man, I'm telling you, these methods that I'm using, I've learned it from other people, and I just put them to use, very detailed, and it just makes an incredible difference. Well, guys, I put the fan on here, but didn't turn the fan on. Thanks, Alan. Hope you're still on here. Yeah, I'm just kind of, I'm just doing it as I do it. It's really no big deal for me to just do this, because I'm explaining what I'm doing, and I don't have a whole lot of content, but I covering all these different things. It's so much easier for me to cover different things to multiple people. But for some reason, I'm just on this mission to teach folks how to do this. So what I'm gonna do here is yes, with lagging hardcore. Yeah, my phone overheated. I have a fan on it, and that always helps. But I for whatever reason, didn't face the fan towards the made a bone knife, but I can't use Messenger for 5 more days. But once I'm able to again, I'll show you my frame I made today, and I'll show you the knife as well. Awesome, sounds good, dude. Yeah, my phone overheated, but not no more. I thought you said you're logging hardcore, but yeah, still yet trying to. I don't think I'm going to be able to use this board in here because it's 2x4, yeah, because it's too tight. It's okay, we don't need it to sew holes. Probably don't have enough thread on here for this hole, and I guess I'll sew that one up too. So I'll just remove this. I'll tell you what, I'll sew up this hole with it, with what thread I have. So this is my last otter hide to do here, which is quite awesome. It's got the coon hide. That's going to take just a minute because I do have a pretty good sized hole in one of them. Just from where it's little privates where it's when they were skinned. Pretty sure that was the one that kind of had a cut around it, so I just kind of cut it out knowing I would sew it up. Bam. Alrighty. Baseball stitches all the way. Yeah, always, it's kind of a dreadful part, sewing everything up and then oiling them and stuff like that. But man, after this one time right here, these hides are really going to turn into the end result. That's, that's what I want to get to the most. I want to see them finished so I can see how good they turned out to be. Alright, so we'll just a couple of overhand knots to seal the deal. These holes aren't really big, and they're on the underside. I'm not going to worry about those. They're not going to affect anything. So, we'll come back down over here to this gaping hole. Fur underneath. Alright, get some new thread on this one. We'll sew this hole up and we'll move on to some couple raccoons I got. Pull off a little bit of excess because I'm going to need it for later. Thinking ahead. Our first hole. A couple of overhand knots. Cut off the excess. Baseball stitch it all the way down, just over and under. Trying our best to go underneath the fur. I don't want to go over the fur. Just want to go underneath it. I'm trying to hurry up and get some of this done because I got some plans for this evening. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button if you like this content, if you like this live stream. It can get a little quiet at times, but it makes it easier to kind of just sit back and take it all in. Alright, so we're going to get the oil on this last otter hide here. Okay. Alright, get it. tanned otter hide still has moisture to it. We're going to add, slip it on this PVC right here. Now this is one of the smaller ones, so I don't think it's going to fit all the way on this PVC, but I'm sure this is close enough. This is a finishing leather oil that I'm using. Just painting it on it. Just getting it on there real good and thick. Getting it on the face really, really good. So I'm going to have to end the stream right here, unfortunately. I use my phone, so it's like, if I get a call, I have to answer. I got to get off the stream. So, but y'all, that's just how I'm doing these otters. Sewing up holes, putting them out here, oiling them, and then rolling them up like I do. And then start breaking them, like for me tomorrow. I'm going to start breaking them tomorrow. So that's how you do it, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching, man.